Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News, and your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, September 12th, 2022. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin with a look at ticket sales for AEW and WWE this week. As of Saturday, there were over 3,000 tickets sold for this Wednesday's Dynamite at the MVP Arena in Albany, New York, according to a WrestleTix report. At the time of the report, there were 535 tickets remaining unsold out of what's been made available. The report characterizes ticket sales for the event as weak and possibly not even enough to cover the cost of running the building. This is AEW's first time running in Albany. The MVP Arena is also the new home of the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, which had a ribbon-cutting ceremony there last month. Tonight's Monday Night Raw at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon had 7,721 tickets distributed out of a possible 7,996-person capacity setup as of last night, meaning 275 tickets were still available. The total distributed figure combines tickets sold and comps. The specific number of comps was not reported. Turning our attention to Lucha Libre, we received this report from the Wrestling News Lucha correspondent Roy Lucia. The AAA promotion in Mexico presented Ring and Rock Stars in Quintana Roo on Saturday, September 10th at the Hard Rock Riviera Maya Hotel. The main event featured Taurus, Villano 3, and La Parca Negra defeating Psycho Clown, Pentagon Jr., and Pagano. Villano 4, the upcoming opponent of Pentagon Jr. in a mask versus mask match at Triple Mania 30 on October 15th in Mexico City, showed up unannounced, unmasking Pentagon and costing the Technicos the match. Also, Masked Republic ran their annual casino event at Agua Caliente Casino in Cathedral City, California on Saturday, September 10th, with a reported sellout of 400 people. The main event featured the legendary luchador Atlantis teaming with Valioso to defeat Mysterioso and Golden Lion. In WWE news, Fightful is reporting that WWE has sidelined Raw performer Veer due to a lack of creative plans. Veer has not wrestled since the August 15th Raw. Formerly a member of the entourage of Jinder Mahal, Veer had been repackaged as a singles competitor with a series of vignettes hyping his return airing on WWE television for months prior to his April re-debut. It is not yet known if the change in plans has anything to do with the change in creative regime from Vince McMahon to Paul Levesque. Former WWE diva Eva Marie revealed on social media yesterday that she was rushed to a hospital over Labor Day weekend in anaphylactic shock. Her condition was reportedly an allergic reaction to fire ants. Eva Marie has said that she has since recovered. The former star of WWE Total Divas was released by WWE in November of 2021 in a round of COVID-19 related budget cuts. With independent wrestling news, here's the Wrestling News Lou Kipilman.
Professional wrestling returned Saturday night to the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, for the first time since the debut episode of WCW Monday Nitro, back in September 1995. Billed as Saturday Night Nitro, the show was put on by Minnesota indie First Wrestling and aired live on pay-per-view through Fight TV. Dante Martin and Rob Van Dam teamed in the main event to beat Sonny Kiss and Arya Daivari. Also featured on the card were AEW talents Orange Cassidy, Colt Cabana, and Ethan Page, CMLL's Lince Dorado, and prominent indie stars including Effie, Warhorse, Billy Starks, and Dark Sheik. The September 4th, 1995 premiere of WCW Nitro from the Mall of America is famous for kicking off the Monday Night Wars and featuring the surprise WCW return of Lex Luger. For the Wrestling News, I'm Lou Kipilman.
In news from Japan, longtime New Japan Pro Wrestling legend Yuji Nagata celebrated 30 years in the ring on Sunday. The two-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion main evented the company's stop in Chiba at Dogane Arena, which is a part of the ongoing Burning Spirit Tour. Unfortunately for Blue Justice, Nagata fell to current generation rising star and fellow collegiate standout, the Great Okan, in 2141. Nagata will also be a part of a six-man tag team involving Jun Akiyama during Akiyama's upcoming 30-year anniversary celebration, which takes place on September 18th for the DDT promotion. New Japan legend Tatsumi Fujinami was on hand to celebrate Nagata's longevity. It was announced last week that the 68-year-old Dragon would be stepping back in the ring for his Tradition promotion on December 1st as part of his 50th anniversary tour in a singles match against Hiroshi Tanahashi. After one day off, New Japan will return to the road on Tuesday at the Osaka Prefectural Kadoma Sports Center. There was another 30th anniversary celebration yesterday at Shinkiba's first ring as Tetsuhito Takaiwa was honored. Takaiwa teamed with Yutaka Yoshi in a losing effort against Shiro Koshinaka and former teammate Koji Kanemoto on the main event of a Grace Project show. Takaiwa is best known for his work in New Japan Pro Wrestling, where he teamed with Shinjiro Otani to capture the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles twice in 1998 and 1999. Takaiwa also had a 101-day reign as the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in 2000 before moving on to Pro Wrestling Noah, where he twice won the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship in 2001 and 2006. While the company of New Japan Pro Wrestling will have a day off from official touring on Monday, 3 of its roster members ran a self-produced card today at Yoyogi National Stadium 2 in Tokyo. Taka Taichi Despi Mania was the brainchild of veteran wrestlers Taka Michinoku, El Desperado, and Taichi. The card is still going on as we go to air, so we will have the results of that for you tomorrow, as well as the results of Wonder Ring Stardom's 5-Star Grand Prix tournament, consisting of 26 wrestlers competing in 2 blocks, which continues this morning at Tokyo's Korakuen Hall. There are 5 shows remaining before the final night, which takes place on October 1st. One correction from yesterday's Stardom results: I mistakenly attributed Mirai and Amy Sorhei to the unit Donna Del Mondo when they are actually a part of the God's Eye faction. And finally, we would like to remind you that the Wrestling News is on Twitter. Follow @WrestlingNewsAV for Arcadian Vanguard's daily wrestling newscast, breaking news, and more. Once again, follow @WrestlingNewsAV for the wrestling news. For those of you who use the Amazon Echo, just say, "Hey Alexa, play the Wrestling News podcast." And make sure you add podcast at the end. She's got a lot to do, and she's very particular. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.